I know y'all been waiting. I missed you too. I did. I really did. Let's get it. Let's go.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. Ravens, Ravens, hey, Ravens. We gon' ride out. Ravens, Ravens, Ravens. Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back to the home of original sports perspective from our couch to yours. This is your couch rider Raven saying what's happening, what's popping. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and smack that bell so you know when it's going down. Hey, I feel like it's been like 2 weeks or something like that. I mean, things have popped up, holidays and all this business going on. I threw a couple of shorts in there, here and there, and we have a terrorist in the area right now. So you know, look, you know, he's still a Chiefs fan. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. You know, right now he's just standing in the way of greatness. So if you could just move to the left or to the right, because you're in the way of something great right there. You know, like right behind you. Take a look there.
No.
Anyway, let's see what's in the room. See who is in the room. Some folks are early. AEW Top Guy, what's going on? Make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack the bell. All right. Lisa is here. Lisa says, hey, Jermaine, I'm so ready for Super Bowl 60. Calling it right now. I'm not messing around. Ravens all the way. You heard it, Cameron. Lisa says so. Anyway. Macary's here, man. Susan's in the building. Boy went to Utah. He is now a Utah State Ute or something like that. What are those? What is a Ute anyway? All right. Lisa says, happy belated Father's Day. Absolutely. For all you fathers out there doing your thing, we appreciate you and your contributions to the development of the youth in this world. You contribute as well. Thank you very much. I also wanted to give a shout out to Alyssa Sparks and Tony Lockett, y'all made Father's Day amazing. I'm talking shish kebabs. I'm talking cheesecake. I'm talking, what was it? Bacon wrapped deer meat. It was fantastic. Watermelon, all the watermelon I could eat. It was just great. Food on top of food on top of food. We had pork shish kebabs, we had chicken shish kebabs, we had, I want to say it was steak shish kebab. It was shish kebab mania running on. I'm talking about I probably gained a few more pounds than I should have. I'm gonna have to work that out tonight. Good times. There's no innuendo behind that. I'm actually doing a workout after on the app. So good times. Oh, okay. Zeus said he is a big blue Aggie. Okay. Good times. Well, glad for you, man. Hope school is going well. Now that we have said our hellos, let's have our moments of controversy. It's really ain't a moment of controversy, it's just a question, whatever. But today's question is, would talking animals make life easier or more chaotic? I think for me, it would probably be more chaotic because I have a cat who likes to wake me up at 3:30 in the morning when she wants her bowl shook and the light turned on. And then 20 minutes later, after she eats, she wants outside. And if I don't do those things in that order, she comes in and talks to me. And I can't imagine the things that she would say in proper English if she would have come out and tell me what's on her mind at 3:30 in the morning. I mean, because then we'd be having a conversation. It wouldn't go well. Dr. Doolittle goes off the rails, and I'd be cursing the cat out, and this cat would probably be coming at me with just as much heat. I don't want to deal with that type of drama. Then I got 3 other dogs in the house. One of them actually is a talker, is a husky, and this dog don't hush unless you give her the loving and attention that she thinks that she deserves. Now, of course, if she's already talking like that in dog, imagine what she would say in person. I also have a Raven, I guess a dog named Raven, a black pit bull. This pit, She's very needy. She needs all the lovings, and all she would do is just come up to me and just tell me, "You're supposed to pet me now. You're supposed to rub my belly. I'm gonna rub on my. I'm gonna kick my legs on my back, and you're supposed to rub. You know." And it's gonna be on and on. And then we're gonna have Hero who just be like, "Wish y'all leave me alone. I'm old." That's the other pit bull. Like I'm just old. I can't get up these steps. Y'all think I'm gonna get up these steps on my own? Who gonna come get me up these steps? And he would just be very frustrated and just be a grumpy old man. So that's how my dogs would act. I don't know how your dogs would act, but I think it would be a very bad idea to add another talking three bodies into our home, considering, I talk on the show. That's my thing. And then Cameron is a mouth, yeah, for sure. And everybody else, yeah, I don't want it. I can't handle it. I would leave. I would leave. Let's hear your opinions. All right, this just says, "What's up?" Couch Rider and crew made it to the live. Cam Rue. Oh, just so you know, we found him. We found him. We put up the wanted signs. We went on his IG, stalked him for a bit. I might have had some friends fly over to Jersey and go to the nearest gym to see if they could find him working out over there with other Ravens players, and they might have found him and saw him and made threats. And then some of them, they might have just pulled a van up, put him in the van, and took him back to the house. Told him, "No, you cannot do any of your extracurriculars tonight. We need you on the show." And he was like, "All right, bro." Yeah. Anyway, we found Cam Rue. We found Cam Rue. Hey, what's up, Josh being Josh? I think you knew, man. Hey, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and smack the bell. Hey, we have a good community here, folks, that just like to chop it up and talk about the Baltimore Ravens, having fun with it. So we love for you to come through on a regular. I try to get these in on Mondays at 8:45. Sometimes life gets in the way. I'm married with 3 kids and 3 huskies and a cat. Life be life. It be life. So I am here right now. Spending this time with you. I could be anywhere in the world. I could be changing dishes, washing clothes, hanging out with my daughter, or something like that. But I'm here with you. I'm here with you. So be grateful. All right, here we go. Lisa says, "Easier because my dog would talk, because since she's very happy and very spoiled, she's spoiled." All right, Cameron, say your opinion on it, bro. Would you?
What's up? I miss y'all.
Missed you too, man. What you snagging on?
Brother?
What you snagging on?
Huh?
What's the meal tonight? What's the meal?
Sweet potato, mixed vegetables with wild rice with mixed vegetables and some steak. Trying to get my weight up a little bit.
Yeah, I usually don't do this. But I've been drinking a lot of water lately. But you know what? You're on the show, so I might as well go ahead. Bust out a purple Mountain Dew.
I got you.
Get a purple. This is actually the first Mountain Dew I've had, I don't know, in weeks, because I dropped from like 203 pounds down to 189.
Proud of you, brother. Sorry, I've been MIA, working hard. I had a couple of fighters in the Golden Gloves, and then I got a couple of fighters doing some amateur fights, helping out my coach, because he was sick and he had having hip surgery and stuff. So I had to help him out. And my acting.
I just figured out who one of the people on the show is right now. All right, Josh being Josh is my son. I was like, he said, "I am not a mouth." I'm like, "Yeah, never mind." I know who that is. Oh boy. He's
happy to be back,
huh?
I'm happy to be back. Got some things going on. I got cast into a series that's going to be on Tubi and on Amazon Prime. So the first episode is called City of Honor. I've been promoting on IG, but the first episode comes out the end of July, I believe. So trying to make it move and shape. You know what I'm saying? So we can.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you continue to meet those goals, man. I see you on some type of 100-day push-up challenge or something like that.
Yeah, my cousin, man. I was minding my business. He tagged me. He's like, come on, 90-day push-up challenge. I was like, all right. And then it got exciting because it was all the way from Jersey to Cali to Venezuela. So meeting good people, but everybody committed, working out. It was just, and then you making up different exercise, different push-ups as you go, with different types of push-ups. And it had to just be standard, the regular push-ups, the regular push-ups. But that's over now. It's the 90-day ab challenge.
Oh, okay.
You
So I'm
jump in
on a full
come on,
body
jump in
workout.
out there again.
Huh?
You come on, jump in on the gram. Come on, jump in. You know what I mean?
Oh, Cameron. Now Cameron actually does. What do you say? He was always eating. I'm surprised he has time to work out. Hey, why are you taking shots from the other room?
Gotta eat. Gotta feed the muscles, brother. Gotta feed the muscles, Josh.
So that guy,
I haven't met Josh.
He is getting in close to 600 sit-ups a day right now. He's actually gotten up to 1,200 a day. Little Cameron.
Good. Oh, I need to see the six pack. I need to see that six pack.
He's out there getting it. Now for me, I'm over here doing this workout app. I'm gonna show you how many days I'm on right now. So it's 161 days right there.
All right. I'm proud of you, bros.
Yeah.
Now go on it. Don't be just retiring and don't work out no more. You got it.
Cameron says he has done 1,238 sit-ups in one day.
Or Josh being Josh is Cameron. It's not not anybody else.
Okay. Yeah, that's just him being weird. I don't know why he said Josh being Josh, but
I was like, okay, you got. I didn't know. I was like, you got another son. I didn't know.
Yeah, that kid is something else. Oh well. Anyway, so we'll move forward. Today we're talking about what's next for Todd Monken's offense. Because when you look at Todd Monken, the Ravens are definitely on board, and I think this is more than likely going to be John Harbaugh's successor. I think if we win the Super Bowl this year, I think John Harbaugh rides off into the sunset and then hands the keys over to Todd Monken. What gave us this type of indication is they signed Todd Monken to a 2-year deal before they even gave John Harbaugh an extension. So it kind of lets us know, like, hey, something may be on the wall here as far as future-wise for Todd Monken. They want to keep him here because they value him. They know that, hey, this guy, he really tore up last year because he was 4th in points scored last year and 6th in total yards, top of the league. Baltimore Ravens we have been through the dark ages when our absolute offense was dog water. It was straight cheeks. We couldn't find a wide receiver for nothing in the world. Our offense was Kyle Bowler led.
Bro, we didn't have our offense been booty cheeks for the ball been with us for what? This is his 8th year?
Yeah.
Team been around for 28 years. Dang, I mean 20 years of booty cheeks.
18 to yeah.
20 years of the offense being booty cheeks.
It's been terrible. Absolutely horrible. When you sit here looking at, and I don't want to sit here and hate on Joe and spend this time hating on Joe, but it was rough. We had to deal with the likes of Kyle Bowler. We had to deal with so many bad offenses that was based on just simply the run game. Yeah, we had fantastic run game. We've always had fantastic run game, but it's now even better. But we have a balanced air attack. And there's some keys that I have looked at some trends, and I can see some things happening right now. Hang on, let's see what Lisa says. Lisa says there's people who eat and don't gain any weight. Yeah, it's people with fast metabolism, but I don't have that anymore.
I work out like a maniac. I eat. I don't. If I stop working out, honestly, everybody gets affected differently, right? I'm the type that if I stop working out, I'll get skinny, and I don't want to be the skinny fat kid. As much as I eat, I'm a Taurus, and Taurus is like, you ever met a Taurus? Trust me, they like.
Oh yeah, you got that. You got that bull in you. You got that bull in you.
Take it easy over there, man. Take it easy over there.
You're taking shots again?
Huh?
You talking about greatness like it's something you achieve. I'm talking about the Ravens offense. You sit here hating on us like from I'm gonna put you on timeout, Chiefs boy. Anyway, so we're back on it.
Been around for years. They've been around longer than you, and they finally get some championships.
Yeah.
You take it easy over there, sir.
He's a bandwagon hopper for sure. So anyway, so what we are talking about is Monken, and the reason that this offense has elevated. Yes, they have taken some of the Greg Roman concepts, and like I said, I liked Greg Roman because there were some great things about Greg Roman's offense that he was able to utilize with Lamar. And Monken even said it himself, like, "Hey, this offense does some great things when he first came in, but he has taken this team to another level." And I kept saying, like, "All right, well, what is the most significant difference between a Greg Roman led offense and a Todd Monken led offense?" And it seemed like it came down to the running backs, in the passing game. And I say that because of the leap that has happened as far as the wheel routes or routes coming out of the backfield and mesh routes that kind of lead into getting those wheel routes open, or those out of the backfield routes open. And so I looked at some of the stats. I was like, let me just go back and take a look at this right quick. And I went to the 2023, or excuse me, 2022 regular and postseason. So here it is with under Greg Roman, 49 catches, 267 yards, and 2 touchdowns is what the Ravens did as far as passing to running backs. And that's combined. Now with postseason, it was 7 for 66 and 1 touchdown. So 3 touchdowns total on the season from running backs receiving. And that's under Greg Roman. Now, to kind of give you, before I go into the Raven stats, I'm going to give you an idea of how valuable this is and what kind of going to bring us into is, we got to go back and take a look at greatness, and I know people don't like the check down king, aka the GOAT, but this stuff talking about Tom Brady. So I went back to 2017, a year where Tom had 4,577 yards, right? And so because he came up with a magnificent season like that, I wanted to see what he did to the guys as far as the checkdowns, and as far as the out of the backfield type routes, as far as the running backs. Shush. All right. So came to 3 different running backs in 2017, and those 3 different running backs were White, Burkhead, and Deion Lewis. So we're talking over 118 receptions for 897 yards and 9 touchdowns. Each one of them had 3 touchdowns. Each one had 3 touchdowns apiece. In the postseason, they had 26 catches for 229 yards and 1 touchdown. So of course, the 1 touchdown doesn't look glorifying, but 229 yards receiving between those guys in the postseason is significant. So we have, you're looking at with our postseason. Let's go back to even this past one. So we'll look at 2024's postseason as far as receiving yards for running backs. And you're going to see a drastic difference because it was 6 catches, 20 yards, and 1 touchdown. So it looks like we need to utilize a little bit more running backs in the passing game. And it looks like there is an elevation of that in the regular season. So if you take a look at Greg Roman's first season, 2023, we're looking at 54 receptions for 556 yards and 1 TD. So that is almost double the production from the Greg Roman transition. And in the postseason, we were 8 for 65 and 0 touchdowns. But you can see that where the big gap is Tom. Tom Brady was able to utilize, and once he got to Tampa Bay, once he started to develop the check down route for him to be able to throw the running backs out the backfield, or develop mesh concepts to where running backs are engaged and then making those middle linebackers choose an open space. That was where Tom was able to pick up so much more, was even better with the Buccaneers because he had guys that could stretch the field.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't. I'm believing your stats. I don't know anything about it as far as like as far as the stats between the two, but I understand what you're talking about. I understand totally, and I agree. The difference for me, as far as with Greg Roman and Todd Monken, Greg Roman has always been. I want to say running genius as far as building concepts to run for the running game and the tight ends.
Yeah.
But as overall, I always look at Todd Monken as he's like he's not part of the Shanahan tree, but he has his scheme always evolves like the Shanahan tree does. Like it's like like I said, Shanahan, because you'll see concepts even back in Georgia that Todd Monken's used, and the next thing you know, you see Shanahan use it like 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the tight end screens that
Yeah, and I was looking at some of that too. It was like a lot of
he does.
tempo quick screens. Man, we seen those to Zay
Right,
Flowers. I couldn't stand those screens to Zay Flowers, but it was just another
right.
thing that was setting up the next big thing for them.
But
If it was
not even those screens. I'm saying like screens to the tight ends, like within.
Mhm.
I'm faking a screen to the right and bringing it back to the middle of the field, and the
Yeah,
tight ends behind the line. Like he's just always evolving. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? So
yeah. And I think what you're talking about is called the Y leak. The Y leak is a tight end delay route. And
mhm,
so, like you said, well, once they're looking over to one side, you got
yeah,
Andrews over here pretending to block. And the next thing you know, he's getting into open space. And
yeah,
then before you know it, the defense has lost track of him and he's got 20 yards down the field.
yeah. And I don't think he's actually used that with us as of yet. I've seen him do it quite often in Georgia. I saw, and then I forgot the analyst who brought it to. I was watching the video. He was like, "How great Todd Monken's offense is." He said, "You you didn't think people like take from the college game." He said, "This was like I said, this was when Monken was at Georgia. Like watch Shanahan. He did the same thing with Kittle. And this
Yeah.
was 3 weeks after. You know what I mean?" He said, "So things, being able to evolve because you have to. We had to cater to the whole. I'm saying the whole NFL pro game had to cater to the college game because of look how everything was being ran.
Yeah,
All
because
the
college is all about spacing. They're looking for that open
yeah,
spacing.
they're spreading the field more.
Yep.
You know, things are going back to where you can run the ball. You're going, if you're not that athletic quarterback, you got to be able to run the ball because the linemen they get smaller. So things are always going to, change up. But we went from a gap scheme to a zone scheme, and now we're able to do. They've meshed actually both. If you think about it, this year with 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 Henry back there because he's
Mhm.
used to the inside zone. Then they started giving him the outside zone with the tosses, and then they started switching it up with the gap scheme with the pulls. So he's just I'm he's obviously in my opinion the best offensive coordinator we've ever had. That's one.
Absolutely. I fully agree. I know there's going to be some controversy as far as Kubiak, but I still think, yeah, Todd Monken is definitely the best thing to
Yeah,
come through Baltimore.
yeah, absolutely. And then let me just tip my hat to that man that you got on the in that picture back there in the back because for you to go from one scheme and win the MVP to a new scheme and win the MVP, like
Mhm.
that's really that's hard to do. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do. There's a lot of people a lot of quarterbacks that have struggled if by just being changed in a different scheme and taking what's up. It's taking them a long time to catch on. This man caught on the first time that Greg Roman was the OC.
Yeah.
First
I
time,
think the only person I can think of being more flexible when it comes to offensive coordinators is Jason Campbell. That dude had 17, 18 different offensive coordinators throughout his career and was able to still try and keep a job through all that. Like most time, you get maybe a quarterback gets 2, 3 good offensive coordinators before they either get benched and then they go after a different quarterback or something. Jason was able to figure it out.
yeah,
17.
you did, but see, you saying he figured it out. This man excelled.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah. Lamar definitely excelled.
then it's just like the thing going back to Todd, the fact that he's evolving with Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar's gonna. I think this may be a shot in the dark, but I think Lamar's gonna have a better season even this season coming up. I think he's gonna have a better season than he did last year.
Oh yeah, I think he's definitely going to evolve because, like I said, it's going to be more of this because, like you said, when we look at what happened in 2023 for
Mhm.
those running backs, and then look at what happened in 2024, you're talking about 6 more touchdowns, and it was close to 50 more yards, but there was 74 total receptions versus 54 the previous year. I think we're going to increase that. And I know people they want to see that flashiness down the field, but it does set up the flashiness down the field with the chair routes. Let's see with the play action to the shot, the over deep cross combos that's getting Bateman open
Mhm.
down the field. And I know they were talking about, in previous stats, I was looking at some other videos where OBJ was able to get open when he was with us because of this stuff that was setting up. And,
Mhm.
of course, OBJ didn't have the speed that he had before. And if he did, the AFC Championship game would have probably looked a little bit different. But those concepts that were being introduced and being pushed down to where Lamar was getting the ball down the field, that was Todd Monken in there. And it's creating chunk plays, 40-yard chunk plays because of the smaller things underneath. And so you get what you can get. Brady was great because he took what was there available. There was 10, 15 yards from a check down because he
I'm
took what
listening,
was
bro.
available.
Responding to one of my clients. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
You know,
listening.
and Tom took what was available in front of him, and so he was able to make those things great and set them up. So it's like when it comes to Lamar, it's the same thing. Take what's available. If it's a rushing, an opportunity to run for 10 yards, take it. If there's a check down for a wheel route, they could possibly get you 10 to 15 or whatever from Justice Hill, he's also a very valuable piece to this offense. A lot of people are sitting here saying like, oh well, you can do this with anybody. Justice has that speed that is a key element to this team. And Keaton is going to be great. He's going to be great this year. But Justice has that he is better in that passing game. When he's on the field, it's going to be a dangerous factor. And honestly, if we ran out of split gun and you had Henry and Justice on the field at the same time, of course that's going to take some of our wide receivers out of play. But it's a dangerous offense because you're like, all right, dude, is he going to give it to the
Mhm.
kid? Or is he actually going to toss it on the wheel route to Hill? Or is he going to take it himself? That adds a whole other dimension to this offense and could be a major problem if they decide to run that.
I think we ran something like that similar with Keaton and Gus in the back, right? We didn't run it. It wasn't a real route though. It was a handle. Um, they did it. They X'd in front of Lamar, and he faked it to Gus and gave it to Keaton. And then one was Gus was playing like the lead back. A lot, and yeah, I gotta remember a lot of these running concepts actually they're not all great. So he got the obviously he got he got the notoriety for it, but a lot of the stuff came when they put that whole team together when the new offense came in. Um, the guy from Georgia Tech, he's assistant quarterback coach. T.
Mm-hmm.
Martin, all of them started bringing in ideas, so they
Yeah.
just plucking from each other. You know what I'm saying? And adding to it. So I don't want to give. I mean, Greg Roman obviously he's the OC, so he gets most of the credit. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to give it all to him because that's why they made sure when you leave, you still leave those some of that behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I think, honestly, what they probably just snatch them up and then they take all the playbooks. They're like, hey, you know what? You can leave. But leave all the playbooks right here. I appreciate that. Yeah.
all the running plays, the passing plays, you take that with you.
I think they get called to the office just like by the Turk or something, and then all of a sudden, like behind their scenes, they're just like snatching playbooks and everything. Like, no, grab all that. We gonna save that. We gonna save all that.
Like passing plays, you notice he's not the passing coordinator over there. He's not even calling the passing plays, even
Yeah,
though he's the main offensive coordinator at the Chargers. It's
yeah.
another old Raven offensive coordinator, the one that was a head coach for the Bears. I want to say Mark Trestman. I can't remember. He won a title He won a title when he was in Canada. when he was
It wasn't a Schottenheimer, was it?
no, he came after Kubiak left. We tried to get, I believe his name was Mark Trestman. I think that's his name. Skinny white guy, tall, glasses. Um, he was the head coach for the Bears, and he's also he won it. He won the championship in the Canadian Football League. So that's
Okay.
after that. Then he came back as the OC after that year after. We didn't do that well with him. He got fired.
Okay. Okay.
The head coach of the Bears left the Bears.
Yeah.
He was with the Bears when it was pretty decent at the time. He was the head coach at the time, and then he left the Bears and went to Canada. And then he was with us. But that's neither here nor there. Well, go ahead, brother.
I'm with you. I think next topic here. This is just coming off the cuff now. What are we going to do with what are your predictions for DeAndre Hopkins stat wise?
I said about 56 receptions. I think he may be second. I think he's going to be more relied upon in the red zone. I could definitely see him maybe second or third in touchdowns on the team because he's the big body receiver that we're trying to study to figure out what we can do. You know what I mean? As far as who we never had a big body receiver like that. You know what I mean? And that's somebody Tez Walker needs to model his game after, as far as like being on the outside, being the X. So that's what he's going to be there for. You know.
And it's like as the three, we haven't had that. Mike Wallace is great. And he did Tyler Wallace is great, and he did exactly what he was asked upon when he was called upon.
Yeah.
But people were kind of really looking forward to Nelly making an extra stride last year. And Nelly didn't. He just wasn't it. 231 yards and 2 touchdowns is not enough when you're at 3 and Lamar needs you. And the year before, it seemed like he was heating up. He had 381 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Lamar and him seemed like they were gaining a lot of chemistry together. And I'm hoping that that Nuke has that same chemistry. I'm not saying 381 yards is enough. I'm saying he needs to be like more on that OBJ 500 plus. We know he's not going to eat like crazy, but we want to bring him to the table.
Well, we did. We're going. I mean, I can see us doing the same thing with Hop that we did with OB. I think he's going to do better than OB because OB wasn't healthy the whole time. But a lot of times, OB when OBJ was in the slot, that opened up so much room for Zay on the outside.
Yeah,
you couldn't double. You know what I mean? So you had to worry about Hopkins, and the fact that I don't think you can double any of the receivers now.
Nah,
You're gonna get burned. Especially with Bate playing the way he playing now. Like you don't want to double.
and they said Nuke is like running 20 miles an hour in camp right now. So I'm like, wow, that's amazing for him to still be able to run 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, Hop. You talking about Hop?
Yeah.
His football speed. He not he never gonna be no burner, but he got that football speed. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gives me. Every time I think about Hopkins, he always reminds me of Q. He's nowhere near as big as Anquan, but he just the fact that you put the ball in his vicinity, it belonged to him. He dropped one pass the whole time he was with Mahomes, and even the pass that he dropped, you saw him on the field, he was slipping when he in the Super Bowl, he was slipping when he dropped that pass. So Hopkins really don't, he has short hands. He's been in big moments. There's just one of those games. It was just like it was bad.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those sideline catches, those move the chain, Derek Mason-esque type skills. I say Derek Mason because Derek was the chain mover for the Ravens at one point, and I think that Nuke is going to be that type of player, but a higher ability to climb the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
and bring down the big boy catches that we need to bring down. No, not disrespecting Derek Mason. He did some great things for Baltimore, but Nuke he was a whole package. Derek was a chain mover. And so it's like I'm excited to have this guy there. And sometimes I forget that he is there because we keep talking about was it Basiaga or Baliaga bait, big play bait.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people are going to recognize that this is a poor man's Justin Jefferson. And Bateman is a poor man's Justin Jefferson right now.
You know what? Funny. It's funny you say that. He reminds me of Just. It's just that I don't know. Just as big like like B Hop. He's big like Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins. That's the football. I mean, that's about the boxing. B Hop. I was thinking boxing. He's big like D Hop. He's just slower. He's just faster than D Hop. But
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from with that. I get where you're coming from.
And it's just when you look at the route running of Bate and Justin Jefferson, you'll see some similarities
Right.
in the smoothness of the route running. You're just like, wow, okay, this is kind of what we're looking for here. The after the catch, I mean, Justin Jefferson is pretty dang solid. I mean, he's great at everything, but the magnificent highlight reel catches, whatever. But like I said, it's like when you see like a watered down version that's still pretty solid. That's Bateman.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that he's watered down because of the fact we can't afford him at $40 million.
Nobody talked about it, but if you really think this is the biggest contract is this the biggest contract that the Ravens have ever given a receiver?
Yep. So the first one was the biggest contract we gave on a second deal to a rookie wide receiver that we drafted. So that was the first. That it was like super cheap. It was 15 mil, right? Now this one is even better. So it's like, okay, he's made history twice now, and we got it for cheap. We got it for the low.
We got it for the low, but is he but it's that on top of what he got. So
yeah. So it's like getting a Ferrari at flea market price.
So he's making. You break it down, he's making what the 12.5 plus they adding that on, so that's like 17 million for this year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's such a cheap deal. It is insane.
It's still cheaper, because what Chase making like 25?
Yeah, and then I thought Chase was making 40.
Oh God! Either way,
and then Higgins is making 26. It is an insane amount of money. That's why I say I'm like to be able to get him at the price, it's a steal. Like Flowers contract is going to be insane, but we're going to have a problem when that comes up.
I was still happy to see him, and they have more accolades than he does. So of course the prices, will get raised because of that. But
his was a 3-year, $36.75 million contract, include $20 million guaranteed.
So most of it guaranteed, basically.
Yeah.
So and I'm sure it can reach up to something else because of the incentives. Wilbur, what up, bro? I got some problems out there.
Wilbur's in here. Okay. Oh, what's up? Wilbur's back in the building. He says, back at home, like Lamar. Oh, you so dirty. You dirty. Look, man. Y'all got more problems to figure out than trying to diss Lamar right now, man. You got to figure out who is your quarterback. Are you rocking with Joe? Are you with Joe Flacco? Or are you with Dylan Gabriel? Is it Dylan? That's your guy, right? Or is it Shadur? Or is it Kenny? Is Kenny Pickett over there? I think Kenny Pickett's over there, right?
He is over there.
And then there's a fifth guy. So he had his name on there. I said Joe, Dylan, Shadur, Kenny, and who the fifth dude? Give me the fifth dude. Is it Deshaun?
Yeah, it was Deshaun.
Y'all got a hot mess express over there, man. Y'all got a full-on reality TV show up in Browns camp trying to figure out who gonna be quarterback and who hitting the streets. It is insane. Now whoever's saying Baker's gonna be the guy. No.
So you claiming you're a Bucks fan now? Is that what you're saying? Well, you must be a Bucks fan because he's been going.
Oh yeah, he definitely a fan.
3 seasons, homie. So you
Now,
still
this,
over there?
I can give you this little tidbit here as far as the predict. I say a Couch Rider Raven prediction for the 2025 season. Yeah, 2025 season. The Buccaneers are going to the NFC Championship.
What could be a problem, bro?
I give
Everything's
them that
stacking up.
much because they had a fantastic draft. They retained great players. They stole one of our guys out of the undrafted free agency.
We
That
said,
Nash Hutmacher,
the nose
defensive
tackle
tackle out of Nebraska.
from Nebraska. Oh, he went down there.
Yeah, because it was between I'm going to say Jaden Jones or Jaden something. Basically, another defensive tackle the Ravens had to make a decision on. But Hutmacher had the video. He looked amazing on his stats. And I mean, of course, being in Nebraska watching this guy play, I was more impressed with Hutmacher than I was with this other Jaden guy. And but Baltimore know what they're doing. I ain't gonna say here and judge them, but I think the Buccaneers got a steal.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get trying to get a horse in the middle, man. Trying to get somebody, for like this. Even though they got that they kept is the one from Auburn, right? That's who you're talking about.
Yeah, they got the Auburn guy.
Yeah. So,
but that Peoples kid, I can't wait to see what he does as well. It's going to be exciting to see all of these guys in preseason. We're very close. We're getting there. What's that? Daryl says we're sweeping the division and the playoffs will go through Baltimore. That is it's a possibility, but right now, I mean, when you look at, I hate to say this because I've been hating on Aaron this entire offseason. Steelers, of course, they defense is still looking stout. It is they are a formidable force. Aaron put up 2,800 yards last year, and he looked like he was about to break in half because it just looked like he wasn't either in shape or he was just so broken. But for somebody to still put up that many yards, I think it was maybe put up 36 yards or 3,600 yards, and then 28 touchdowns. But he put up decent stats as a Jet, even though he was catching heck because he was a poison to the organization because of the GM side of the house. He was trying to play GM. But now he's with the Steelers, and they got DK. They could be competitive. We don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but we got to be on the lookout. We can't just call it. We can't just call like, hey, we're going to sweep this division because the Browns tend to have our number. Don't matter if they have a backup or what. Steelers tend to have our number. No matter if they have a backup or what. Now they got a dog,
right.
An old dog, but he's a dog.
He said an old dog, but he's a dog.
And he might actually know what a defense looks like this year. Who knows? If they do, there could be problems for the entire league there.
Yeah.
Because I know these shows, they sit here and try to do this is list season. You're going to see all of the lists come out and say that, who the favorite quarterback is, what the top offense is, this, that, and it. People are definitely going to sleep on these Bengals and act like they don't have the best wide receiver combo in the league. And, sure, that defense was bad, but didn't they get a new defensive coordinator this year?
Oh, who are you referring to?
The Bengals.
Yeah, the Notre Dame defensive coordinator.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not going into camp just sleeping on people.
He was with Cincinnati. He was a linebacker coach for Cincinnati.
Was he there when Vontaze Burfict was there?
No. I'm talking about not that even that far back. He was the linebacker coach back when they went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
He knows the system. He knows most of the players.
Yeah, so he was there with Jermaine. What's the name?
I think it's more. Who?
Engraven is here.
Oh man, what's happening?
Yeah.
Been a minute for real.
Engraven, I need to talk to you about all this this behind the scene business you got going on with Florida players. I'm sick of it, man. I need to go to other states, pick up players. It's getting out of hand. I mean, LeJohntay Wester, you slid that one under the radar, and I know you was in Eric DeCosta's office, probably in the war room when it happened. And you think we didn't know? We knew he was a Florida player. We knew about it. You keep picking him up, and it's just gonna be a problem. They're gonna call you out on this. You about as bad as Ozzie Newsome when it comes to Alabama players. You're just like, oh, hey, Eric, that's a Florida player right there. If you don't mind. And Eric's like, I got you, fam. I got you. He's another good one though.
Engraved the outside scout. He the scout that do the scene. He be letting them know.
He said just sending little messages in or whatever. He was like, all right, here's a sweatshirt. Here's his new team keep it clean sweatshirt. He sends the Eric DeCosta, and then Costa's like, oh man, I appreciate you. I'll pick up another Florida Raven for you. I got you.
We got EDC you want to pick up. Oh, the engraving code. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's go with stuff. All right. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Hit me back later. All right.
Meanwhile, he's got Ozzie Newsome on the phone with her. Ozzie Newsome's on the other line, like, hey, I got an Alabama player. If you don't mind it, and he's just like, click.
He ain't from Florida though, is he? We might talk if he's from Florida. He ain't from Florida. He ain't from the crib, I don't know.
So he ain't from Florida or Oklahoma. I don't want nothing to do with him. that is the mentality of Eric DeCosta right now. Oh my gosh. Here's a new option. I wonder what this is. It says show comments on the stage. Live comments from viewers will appear on the screen during the stream. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let's try it out.
What's that now?
There's a new option on this StreamYard. It says live comments from viewers will appear on screen during your stream. Keep the conversation going and make your audience part of the experience. So it looks like all of the comments are just going to pop up on there for now. Huh? Interesting. Okay, so we pull engravings off, and then somebody else comments in the midst of it. So everybody's laughing right now because the other stuff, they're kind of behind. Yo, Big Reg, what's good, man? Gerald is here as well.
All right. Go ahead.
So it will pop up. Okay. And Wilbur Grove said, Couch Rider loves the brown. This is 100% Cap, sir.
Big Cap.
Probably shouldn't use this feature.
Heavy, or he trying to blackmail you.
There's the comments. I'm sitting here wondering, like, okay, where is it at? So it's down in the bottom left-hand corner there.
See.
Yeah. Okay, this is cool. I like this. That's a good option.
Yeah.
I don't have to pop it all across the screen. I could pop a few up there. But yeah, that is an interesting thing. I love the StreamYard. I was actually about to go over to OBS because it is cheaper. It's free. And I guess it has more options once you get the hang of it. And then it'd just be another piece of software I can add to my resume. Speaking of which, I'm trying to get a job, man. I got like 133 days left in the military.
Hello, man, about to retire.
Yeah. Y'all hiring? Anybody hiring?
About to retire. I'm gonna get my pension money.
Yeah, get this money, man. I'm trying to get this. I mean, it's like what, half a check, or like maybe a little bit less than half because we get the base allowance for housing and stuff like that. But to get that check for the rest of my life, just for waking up, I'm excited. And then to get the disability, I think your screen froze, bro.
Huh?
Oh no, you back. I
thought it might have froze off and on. I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to. I just got a new client.
Okay.
The money come in, I got to look at the phone.
Yeah. Take the money, man. Got to take the money.
Talking money. She sent the money. I'm like, hold on, please.
Gerald wants to know. We just talked about, but who is the Browns quarterback gonna be? That is a.
Put your money on him. Who is he gonna be? Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur. I wonder who, because right now I would like to root for the underdog. I'm talking the underdog, not Kenny, but I want to root for Dylan Gabriel. This guy, he actually beat Shadur in college, and it was a convincing win.
Oregon beat Colorado. Come on, cut this out. You gonna cut it out?
I like to poke a little bit. Just to
Cut that out.
I gotta make it like saucy, man. I gotta bring it up. But I mean, you gotta think about it, like this has got to be on Shadur's mind. Like, hey, I'm competing against this guy I competed against already. I want to bring it. I think Shadur is like, I got something to prove. I got to show the world deserve to be in the first round for one.
Hold on, sorry. They said he has. Well, but you can correct me. They said Shador has not missed. He been like every pass he's thrown been on. Like he is not missed. One hole, Joe.
He's a hoe, Joe. Old man Flacco. And here's his role here. He says, number 1, Joe. 2, Sanders. 3 Gabriel, and then trade Kenny to no, absolutely not.
You don't want to. You don't want to. No, thank you.
Absolutely not. They can just stop with this trading for Kenny stuff because Kenny, I don't even know how he got traded for in the first place. I think they were just feeling so down, like they thought they weren't going to get a quarterback at all. And so they just brought Kenny in. They was like, all right, look, you're going to be backup insurance to Joe Flacco. And I thought that's how they was going to roll. Then they just decided to go crazy on the quarterbacks in the draft.
Crazy, crazy,
Mhm.
crazy.
Now I think he'll be exciting until he gets pressured to roll out of the pocket, and then you're just gonna see a full on collapse of that quarterback. Deshaun, like I said, there's an opportunity there for a full resurgence. I mean, but you got to figure out it's a politics game played in that too. Like, do they want to really move on from Deshaun, or do they want to tie their hands to where they can't because he messed around and came and won the job and had a decent year? So there's that, but I still think I'm rooting for Dylan because I want to see this. I mean, he's also a short guy too. I'd like to see Dylan Gabriel kind of rise from the depths and just kind of steal the job out of nowhere. But we'll see when training camp comes who's actually going to shine. But Shadur, if he's on point right now, then let him take the reins. Lisa says, so Gerald says, I agree with you. Lisa says, I wonder if Dion will be at the game when it's something. Absolutely. I think he's going to take some time and probably fly overnight after his Colorado games. As long as they're early games, I'm pretty sure Dion's going to make that ride for a few of them. Especially if they play in Denver, Dion going to beat her.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wilbur says, I think Gabriel is going to fail here. They will try to force it to work, but he's not better than Sanders. And then there's some teams right now that are like hurting for quarterbacks. The Saints. Who the Saints end up picking up? Because
The
they don't.
Saints picked up Louisville quarterback. Forgot the guy's name.
Tyler Show.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
him. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, but it'd be cool to be like, all right, if they unloaded one of these five guys.
You're not going to Gabriel because he's a third round. So
Yeah.
it's Joe. Joe got to go. I love Joe, but
Mhm.
40 years old. Kenny is young. He's still on his rookie contract. You got to take the. You got to go with the 3 and see what you got. I mean, if they all look like booty,
Mhm.
they all look like cheeks, then you go with Joe. But you need to find out what you traded for Kenny. So Kenny should be first in the helm anyway. You brought in Joe because just in case you couldn't get another quarterback, you wound up drafting 2.
Jared took a shot. He's like, I ain't scared no Browns. And I think this team going back to the Baltimore Ravens, I don't really think there's going to be much that we're going to be afraid of because we are solid in so many different directions right now. So many different positions are locked up, and I know that the chances of us getting Jair Alexander really, I mean, that sews up the entire defense if we pick up that guy. I know everybody's talking Jalen Ramsey, but Jalen is expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if we can go with that. So with Jair, the potential is there. It's just he hasn't been fully proven to magnificent, astronomical numbers on contracts. So we could probably get him for a steal. All right, what's good? Wilbur say? He says, I think they would trade Kenny and keep Joe. I think Kenny, gets you more trade value than Joe. Okay, trading Kenny gets more trade value. Okay. Gerald said he ain't scared to steal his either. Pow, more shots. Wilbur says, wait a second. Is your new kicker any good? Okay, so let's be honest. There was a practice or so last week, but it is practice where he missed about 4 different field goals. But this is just something that's it's a growing experience. We have not been in a era where we've had a bad kicker except for Billy Cundiff.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
was decent for a good amount of time. Sometimes he 2 games I just remember off my head. Obviously, the New England game he messed up, but the game that we should have won, he came back is when that year that Favre was at Minnesota. Minnesota was like going through jokers. If we came back, we should have won the game. And kind of missed the field goal.
mm-hmm.
No,
So it's just going from the greatest kicker in NFL history to this guy. But he could pull it together. And it's just going to take some work. The Ravens have done their homework. They've done their research and recognize how good he can be and where he can kick from. We just gotta have patience. So yes, you are correct, Will. But there is a minor hole in our special teams, but we'll see what happens. But we're definitely going to keep an eye on that one and hope that this guy turns into the next Tucker, so I can put him on the wall with the rest of these greats over here that I have in the room. Because right now I got Ed on the wall, I got Ray Lewis on the wall about twice, Justin Tucker, I got T Sizzle, and there's Ray back there. Who else we got? So of course we got Lamar. Who else we got? Look, miniature statues of Jamal Lewis. I think I gotta get some more guys in here, man. Just a few.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do a little remodeling. I gotta put some more guys up on the wall here. Yeah, I'm missing quite a few players that should be on this wall.
Let me ask you this: Do y'all think we're gonna sign Oweh? And if we're gonna do it, I think we should do it now while it's cheap. Because if he has like 13 sacks, he's gonna be out of price range.
This is kind of one of those situations where because Green is there. I think this is one of those hey, Eric DeCosta is looking forward to getting those comp picks out of this.
I mean, you're gonna get but that still leads us to that's one edge rusher. We need two. So if we get Oweh, you lock him down for one, lock him down for a contract. He's still ascending.
Yep.
You're not gonna have Van Noy next year.
Nope.
Probably not gonna have a Jabo next year. We have Robinson.
The Jabo he's got to show all the way up.
Last year on his contract.
Yeah. So if he don't show up, he gonna hit the streets.
Because if a Jabo show out, you're gonna get a comp pick.
Yep.
If Van Noy signs someplace else after this year, especially if he ball out,
we'll get a comp pick.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be some comp picks coming.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that look, you gotta sign. Like you sign one rookie from that class. You had two first round draft picks. Both of them worked out pretty well. You got one on a good price. Should be able to get Oweh on a good price now. Sign him now because he might outprice himself next year.
Yeah, I think you paying him plus 20 mil. I think that's kind of where
he can't afford to ask for 20 mil. You can't. That's the thing. You can't compare him to Garrett or Crosby or anybody. He has no accolades.
That market is so wild right now. Like, I think Garrett got 40 mil too, didn't he?
Garrett deserved 40. You talking about defensive coordinators defensive players of the year and faces of the franchise type. Like, always not that. Always a good outside linebacker. He hasn't taken over a game. Those guys are game changers, though.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett's a game changer. Max Crosby's a game changer. All of those guys are game changers. Always not. He hasn't shown that he's that. He's just getting something. So he's not gonna get 40. He may get I'm saying he probably gonna be like in the teens right now. Because he has no accolades. He can't do anything. He can't do nothing like that. Nobody's gonna. Unless he really wanna wait and hit the market and see if he can outprice himself. But then it may not work out that way. Like you remember the year last year we won the Super Bowl. What's my man's name? He led the team in sacks. He was coming off the bench. White guy, play outside linebacker.
Paul Kruger.
Right. Led the team. Because they set it up right where he was coming off. Remember they was figuring out who was going to start until Suggs got back. Once Suggs got back, he was coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. Every third down, he was coming in there and putting pressure on. He was great at it.
I like Paul. I kind of wish he didn't go to the Browns, man. That's
but he priced himself out because he went for the dough. But then wasn't he at the Saints for a minute? I believe he
I
was
don't
at
remember
the
Paul
Saints.
went after the Browns.
He signed to the Browns first before he went to the Saints.
I think so.
Either way, what happened to him?
Fell off a map.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my whole point. Like, either you right here, man. If you want to stay, I know you're not worried about that. You want to stay, you got to do it. You know what I mean? Where the heck is Brooke?
I don't know, but I had to do a job for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooke, you tripping, girl. I don't know where you at, but this clock is ugly and it's in the way. But I think I'm sorry I had to do this, y'all. Hey, but we at that time, we are 1 hour strong. I'm so glad that Cameron is back on the scene. I'm glad you are experiencing a lot of success out there with your acting career and with rapping.
I'm trying to put us out there, man, so y'all can see us on the tube and be like, all right, great about we're gonna be someplace else, man. You know what I mean? That'll be a great feeling. That'll be a great feeling.
For real, man. It's gonna be
when one of us win, we all win. That's how I look at it, bro. It ain't just about me. It's about us. This is always home, and I always try to keep it that way. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
I appreciate you.
And we wish you luck. And like I said, keep grinding. We'll be out there. We'll be liking it and watching on Instagram as we go.
Yeah, the City of Honor, man. It'll be out at the end of July. The first episode, the pilot. We're having a red carpet event on Friday, so be on the lookout for that. Appreciate you, brother.
I'll buy him a Baker jersey when he makes it big. Got
you. Go ahead and do it. I'll play a hitman in there, bro. So it's right up my alley, yo.
You wildin'. Well, y'all got us falling off the couch, man. Continue me because it's good times, it's good laughs, man. And we hope y'all have a wonderful week. I think it is mandatory team practices this week, right?
Yeah, starting
next 3 days. They had a media day today. You look on Instagram, you see all types of great media from the Ravens. It's pretty sweet.
I'm definitely gonna have to look. I've been crazy busy today, but I'm gonna have to look. I don't know why they keep talking about Lamar because he wasn't at OTAs. I'm like, bro.
It was organized. It was a voluntary organized team activities. It's fine. It's not a mandatory.
He left just like everybody. Just like all the superstars left. Majority of them. Henry left. Hopkins left. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all gotta let it go, man.
Yes. And we definitely got voted. I think one of the top organizations. I can't remember which website voted, but it was the Ravens ended up winning. That's pretty sweet. Anyway, I better get going. I'm hearing a lot of craziness going on upstairs. I'm not sure what's happening. But
Cameron driving like crazy, talking about. Oh,
yeah, that's probably my crazy son doing that. I just hear a lot of running and some yelling. So I better go figure that out. Hey, but thanks for tuning in to the Home Original Sports Perspective. For more Couch Boys, this is your main man, your Couch Writer Raven, my man Cam Brew. Saying, hey, appreciate you. 2 claps. Fade to black.
Peace. See y'all.
Introducing the Couch Rider Raven Report. Let's go. Ravens, hey, Raven. Couch Rider. Raven, hey, we gon' ride out. Raven, Couch Rider. We gon' ride out.
For some of you Twitter gangsters, this is just a hobby, original sports perspective. You can't stop me. Couch Rider Report, it's reflective. Please respect it. You will get checked, and your knowledge will be tested. I ain't the coldest Raven, but this is my show. Shout out to the Barry White rap for the beat, though.